Hi everybody, my name is David. Welcome to my channel, My Yard Sale. Today I have just a couple of things that I want to talk about. I want to talk about current events, my health, my local current status, and anything else that I think of along the way I'll add to the very end of this post. Anyways, like I said, thanks for joining. I appreciate you stopping in. If you find anything interesting in this post, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. And if you are subscribed, thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I post every week, and usually it's a portion of an update of my health and a portion of current events. But usually I think it's kind of interesting. I hope it is at least. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about my health, my local current event updates, and just general chit chat. So again, like I said, if you think this is interesting, you like it, do me a favor, give me a like. if you're subscribed, thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So a quick note on my health update. So I am definitely going through a new cycle. Like I'm starting to get my strength back, which is good. I can see muscle building in my body. So I'm clearly using the glucose and the carbs to build, but I'm still not fully moving forward, which is, I guess, both good and bad. So my health is definitely getting better. I am taking some supplements to heal the glycation in my body and try to reverse some of the nerve damage. I'm taking benfotiamine, which is a version of B1, and I feel like that's actually helping me quite a bit. I'm taking RALA, alpha lipoic acid, to try to help rebuild my nerves, try to resolve the issues I'm having with neuropathy and just general nerve damage. I do take what is it called? I take a supplement to help with blood sugars. That does seem to help. Most of these things that I'm taking, like I don't feel it, but I slowly feel like it's maybe helping a little bit. I can't really tell. But this glycation thing, that's been the most difficult thing. Like for a while, all the joints in my body, excuse me, like I had to snap the joints in my body before I could use the joint at all. Like trying to carry a dish from one end of my house to the other, I had to make sure that I snapped the joints that I was going to be using to carry the dish. Otherwise, I could drop the dish. So my joints are snapping a lot less. But what I am feeling is the resistance in the actual muscle, maybe tendon connection in the joint. So I'm having to really double down on stretching out more to try to make sure that I'm keeping my flexibility. Because I'm definitely feeling extremely stiff and it's very difficult. But I'm just glad that hopefully I'm getting toward the tail end of all this joint snapping. At least I hope. So again, I'm taking some supplements that I just want to share with you folks and maybe have some feedback on what you think about these. I'm taking RALA, which is alpha lipoic acid. I'm still taking magnesium, which I do feel like I need to take that magnesium. But I'm actually supplementing my diet quite a bit with magnesium stuff. So I'm getting magnesium through my diet. So I'm happy about that. And then I'm taking some stuff to help with blood sugars so that if I do get what I feel like is too many carbs or too much sugar, I can take one of these supplements and it supposedly helps my body with blood sugars, but I honestly can't. It's like metformin. It's like It's like a legal non-prescription metformin, and I take that. I don't really feel that. I don't really know what that's doing for me exactly, but I feel like it's silly if I don't take it, and because if I realize that I needed it, that's gonna suck if I have to take it like 6 months later. I should have taken it 6 months ago. So I'm taking these supplements, and I do feel like the B1 is helping. I do feel like that. I feel like it's helping me build muscle, build bone structure, which I think is a good thing. I know that all the YouTube doctors and all the health people on YouTube suggest that I should, and I know some of you folks felt the same way, that I should be eating only beef, bacon, eggs, and I don't disagree with that. But I have to admit, I need I need some fiber and I need some fat. And fat could be, I guess, bacon. I don't know, fat could be in the form of seeds. It's hard to say. But I feel like I need fat and I need fiber. I need fiber in my body. Like when I don't have fiber and I only eat meat, I feel different. And then when I add more fiber back to my diet, it makes me feel better. And I don't completely understand physically what that does or how that works, but I feel like my body needs fat, fiber, and protein. And having a good focus on those three things does seem to be helping a little bit. But now I'm happy that the joint snapping in my body is mostly resolving. Still, when I wake up in the morning, I've got a lot of joint snaps, but for the most part, it's kind of resolving. But what's happening now is the stress in between the joints, the muscle or the tendons or whatever it is exactly that attaches all that stuff together. Like I feel a tension in that I have to really stretch out. Otherwise things don't exactly work right and are difficult. My hands, I still have to snap my hands quite a bit. And hopefully this is moving its way out. When I read about this benfotiamine, this B1 supplement, I saw a video that they said that the hardest part of the nerve damage and the physical damage when you take benfotiamine resolves at the very end of the cycle. So again, like I said before, I'm hoping I'm getting to the end of this cycle and things are going to start getting better because, man, it is so difficult. It's like when your hands don't work right, you can't like button buttons, you can't attach things, connect things because your hand doesn't work right. It is so difficult. And I'm hoping this benfotiamine stuff helps me get to the very end of this physical cycle and I start feeling better. And again, like I said, I know that protein is a big portion of that, the reverse of that. But I am also thinking that fiber and fat are pretty important. At least to my body, they're pretty important. And again, I don't exactly understand why, but I do understand it. The way my body is now, and I've watched videos of 1-year-old kids and little babies, when they walk around, I'm not quite as wobbly and stumbly as they are, but I'm pretty close to that. And trying to suggest that I should only eat beef, eggs, and bacon would be like saying that a baby should only eat beef, eggs, and bacon. And I just don't think that it's physically well. So yeah, I don't need the cookies. I don't need the treats. But I do feel like a well-balanced diet of protein, fat, and fiber makes a lot of sense. And I'm hoping that I'm going to get to the end of this and everything that I'm saying is going to make sense and it will all work out right, I hope. So yeah, my joints are still snapping a little bit, but the hardest part is the connection of the joints and probably the muscle or the tendons a little bit farther up from the joints that's keeping everything very stiff and difficult. So I'm trying to stretch and get that stuff hopefully resolved. So locally here, I live in New York. I live in upstate New York. Every couple of days we get a dusting of snow, which I know a lot of people say, oh, that's beautiful. It's so pretty, and it is beautiful when you don't have shit that you have to shovel out, or you can actually walk on the ice and snow and not worry about ending up laying on the ground. Or the last thing I need to do is try to go out and get my mail and fall down in the middle of my yard and freeze to death in my yard. You guys will hear about that on the news if that happens. If you guys hear about a man that's found frozen to death in his yard in upstate New York, that's David from my yard sale that was going up to try to check his mail and slipped and fell. Anyways, I'm being careful and I'm not doing that. Which that was kind of a joke. That was a sick stab at trying to be funny. So local news. This thing with this helicopter down in DC. This doesn't make any sense at all to me. Because I personally have a couple thousand hours in a helicopter, in a military aircraft, a military helicopter, flying up and down the DC Metro Beltway metro area, and I don't see how this whole thing could have happened. Every pilot that I've ever known, which is hundreds of them, were all so well qualified that they would never fly into another airplane. I mean, the only way that I can see this helicopter thing happening is if they had two, not just one, but two brand new pilots with no connection to the tower, just out cruising around like a couple high school kids cruising around. I just don't see how this whole thing could have happened. My question is, I get that there was like a whole team of figure skaters or something on the airplane. My question is, who else was on that airplane? Like, who would they have wanted dead? Because that's the only thing I can think of. And if that came out, then I would wonder, okay, who were the actual real pilots in the helicopter? Because they say it was some woman that had 500 hours of flight time. I've met pilots that have had 500 hours of flight time. That may be flight time on their aircraft that they're stationed on, but they probably had a couple thousand hours in just general aircraft down in Pensacola, learning how to fly and learning how to navigate around an airport. I don't know, I'm just calling bullshit on this. And I know that I've called bullshit on a couple things that just don't add up and make sense. And I don't know who would be lying to try to make this whole thing go away, or why that would happen. But I'm calling bullshit on this helicopter thing. Because helicopters don't fly into other aircraft. Usually you have not just one set of eyes, you have two sets of eyes out looking around for other aircraft, and then usually there's crewmen in the back of a helicopter also looking around. And they're all calling out bogeys and they're all calling out dangers. Like, this whole thing, it just doesn't make sense. Again, like I said, I'm not just talking from the news or talking from what people say. I literally have thousands of hours flying in helicopters up and down the Beltway metro area, actually the whole East Coast area. And we never, ever got even close to any kind of collision type situation. I mean, we've literally fallen out of the sky before due to mechanical failure, but never any issue of almost wrecking into anything. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't make sense. I mean, obviously it does happen because it did happen. But I'm going to say that there's more to it than what we know, which I hate that. I hate that I even think like that. But the way the way things are going these days, I feel like we all have to at least think about what's what's the real answer to this and not just take what people are saying. So the helicopter thing doesn't make sense. If you have any questions or comments, I'm interested to hear it. Do me a favor, leave it below. I'd like to see what you have to say. So I buy cryptocurrency. I believe in cryptocurrency. I think it is a wave of the future. And I'm not suggesting that anybody buy cryptocurrency. But what I am saying on this post is that any ads or anything suggesting that you or anybody buy cryptocurrency is probably a scam. It's probably bullshit. Just so you know, there is nobody, zero people giving away free anything with crypto. You have to buy it, you have to pay for it, or they will steal it. So don't think that you're going to log into a website and that Michael Saylor or Elon Musk is going to give you even one cryptocurrency, because they're not giving away anything. It's all scams and fake. And I'm surprised that Google can't stop that, because it's ridiculous. It's scams and fake. Don't fall prey to crypto scams. Nobody's giving away anything for free. There are things called airdrops, where if you own a cryptocurrency, and it's possible, they may drop additional cryptocurrency into somebody's bag, but nobody's giving away any free crypto. It just doesn't happen. It's not what anybody does. It's not how it works. So don't fall for any crypto scams, any YouTube bullshit or anything. Just stay away from it. It's all scams. If you go to Coinbase and you buy cryptocurrency, there you go. There you got cryptocurrency. But anybody saying they're going to give you anything for free, it's all a scam. It's not going to happen. I just wanted to make sure that I said that so that people knew that. Steer clear of all cryptocurrency crap. It's all bullshit. So that's pretty much all I have for today. It's still cold where I live. It's, I don't know, 3 degrees at night. It's 10 or 20 degrees during the day. Things are starting to get a little bit nicer. I'm going to be so happy for, like, spring. I'll be so happy. Right now it's kind of funny. My heat is finally back to working like normal. So I have heat in my house again, which I'm very happy about that. But it's pretty funny because when it spikes up, I say spikes, but when it gets up above, like, I don't know, 15, 20 degrees, like I take my hat off, I take my coat off, I'm not wearing socks to bed, I turn my electric blanket way down. I don't really even need it. Like this summer, I don't know if this is gonna suck for me. Now that my body's starting to become more metabolically correct, I'm wondering if this is gonna be the year where it's gonna be like a normal summer, but I'm gonna be sweltering. Luckily, I have an air conditioner in my window, so I'll be able to use that, but I'm wondering how this is gonna be. So yeah, the supplements, I'm just gonna touch on this one more time. The supplements that I'm taking, like, these supplements are not immediate. It's not like taking an Advil or an aspirin. These things take weeks and sometimes even months to take effect. So now I'm, I think, a week and a half, 2 weeks into taking B1 and taking ALA. And I am feeling like it is benefiting me a little bit, but not greatly. It's not like my life hasn't changed for the better, but I feel like it could. I'm seriously hoping. Anyways, I don't really have any other news to share. Besides, it's cold. It's gray where I live. I'm getting excited about spring and seeing sunshine and the snow go away. Today I had Walmart deliver some food, and I was afraid they weren't going to deliver because we got snow the last couple days. It's difficult to see my driveway. It's difficult to see the walkway that goes from my driveway up to my front door, and I thought for sure they weren't going to deliver. But I'm happy they actually did deliver. So I have some apples, and I have some more burgers to eat. I'm pretty happy about that. I'm pretty focused on eating burgers and cheese, and I do eat a little bit of fruit. But for the most part, that burgers and cheese is my main staple. Oh, and I also still am drinking or eating my protein shake. And what's interesting about this whole protein shake thing, if I eat 2 burgers or 3 burgers in a day, it doesn't wreck me, but it definitely negatively impacts me. If I drink one of my protein shakes, it doesn't wreck me. But if I drink 2 protein shakes, especially with a little bit of an extra scoop of protein in it, it doesn't do me well. And I'm thinking that if I get too much protein in my diet, somehow it's negatively impacting me. Like I can't eat 1 meal a day. I can't eat in a 3-hour, 6-hour window. Like intermittent fasting makes a lot of sense to me, and I do intermittent fast. But I have to eat more in that window, spread out throughout the window, less into tightening that window up. Because the tighter that window is, the more protein I'm getting in one feeding, and the more protein doesn't really wreck my metabolism, but it definitely doesn't help me. Like I feel like my body realizes that there's so much protein and immediately converts it to carbs and sugar, and it just spikes my body. So I'm trying to now eat again with that fasting window. I'll fast 8 hours a day, sometimes even longer, but I'll fast, and then in that eating window, I don't eat the entire time, but I do eat little. I know how much protein I need to eat. I need to eat 30 to 60 grams of protein. I eat so many grams of this, so many grams of that. I try to eat that in smaller increments throughout my feeding window versus trying to eat it all at one time. And that does kind of seem to help a little bit. And I just started trying that out last week. Because I was noticing if I eat 2 or 3 burger patties, it affects me negatively, just like if I drink 2 or 3 protein shakes. Like it doesn't benefit me, it doesn't make me feel better. It negatively impacts me. But when I spread out that feeding window a little bit wider, even if I eat more, I feel better. It feels like my body just responds better. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, I'd appreciate it if you put it down below, because I do respond to all comments. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend, and I hope you thought this was an interesting post. Have a great rest of the day. Thanks a lot. Dave out.